Good day. On today's video we will try and compare the Mercedes W124 and the Mercedes W123. In case you would like to buy one of those classics and you won't know for which one to go, well, I hope this will help you make your choice. Why comparing these two vehicles? Well, because these are two classics from Mercedes. Both are on the same category, both are Class E Mercedes. So obviously we will not compare a Class E and a Class S, for instance. And this is basically the previous model, which has been followed by this one. Both are classics right now. And obviously the first choice you will have to have in your mind is which one you prefer. Visually, the design, stuff like that, obviously will be important in your choice. Personally, I like both. Now it's clear that if you drive somewhere with that car, the W123, it's clear that you will have all eyes on you, because there are very few now on the roads, and basically you will get attention. With this one, not so much. This one is a bit different. As you can see, it's a bit more aerodynamic, a bit more comfortable inside. It's a bit more luxurious inside as well. But anyway, these are two things that we're gonna have a look as well. And why stopping at the W124? Well, because the W124 is known as the last well-built Mercedes. After that, Mercedes went downhill. But anyway, we'll have a look at it. Let's talk now about the engines that we've had on those cars. Obviously, these are not race cars, and don't expect to go racing like a mad thing, okay? On this 123, we had several versions. We had the petrol version, which had an engine from 2 liters up to 2.7 liters, horsepower 109 up to 185. The diesel version, we had engines from 2 liters up to 3 liters, 60 horsepower, which is very little, up to 125. Now, the W124, a bit more power, but not so much either. So there's been the petrol version, 2 liter up to 5 liter, 109 horsepower up to 320 horsepower. Then the diesel version, we had engines ranging from 2 liters up to 3 liters, and 72 horsepower up to 147 horsepower. So on the W124, the petrol engine, the most powerful one, has been the 500E, which had a Porsche engine on board, a 5 liter. But now let me show you the engine bay. I'm showing you here a 3 liter diesel engine on the W123. It's a 5-cylinder engine, and as we can see, we've got ample space all around the engine to do whatever we want. It's very easy to dismantle parts, to repair, etc. It's absolutely brilliant. This engine is known for its mileage. It's an engine that can do millions of kilometers. But some people have managed to destroy it. I'm not too sure how, but basically this engine is very, very good. But what I like with this is the space that we got around. Now I will show you a 3 liter diesel engine as well, but on the W124. Here we have the 3 liter diesel engine as well on W124. As you can see, it's a bit bigger. We still have space on the side. Not so much on that side, but it's a bit bigger. Why? Because it's a 6-cylinder engine, but still very good to work on. It's a bit more complex as well. We've got more vacuum lines that on the W123, so basically a bit more stuff. But apart from that, very easy to work on. Parts are easily available, and so far so good. That's a very good engine. it shifts very well. Obviously this engine is more powerful than on the W123, so if power is what you're looking for, the W124 will be better. This is the interior of the W123. As you can see, there's no bells and whistles, it's very straightforward. This model doesn't have the wood interior, but some do. As you can see, pretty straightforward. At the back we've got a nice rear seat, nice and big. And now I will show you the difference between the W124. The W124, as you can see, is a bit different. Comes with more wood. This one is the version 2, so the seats are upgraded from the first ones. We've got wood on the panels as well. There's more options on the car. Obviously it's more modern. And we've still got our rear bench, that's nice and big as well. So interior wise, I would say they are basically the same. One thing you have to know as well is that not all Mercedes are equal, not all are the same. And for instance, some of you that live in America, you have a luck that's absolutely unbelievable, because the cars that have been sold there in America are fully loaded. They come with everything, electric seats, sunroof, electric sunroof, air conditioning, cruise control, etc, etc, etc. Here in Europe we don't have that chance, unfortunately. The Mercedes are sold basic. Basically you've got the car and the engine and no options whatsoever. If you want options like air conditioning, electric seat, etc., this is extra. All is extra. This is why in Europe very often the cars comes with different options because it's on order. So if you want to buy one and you live in Europe, for instance, or any other part of the world, not in America, try to get your hands on a US model because it will come absolutely fully loaded. Let's talk now about quality. As you know, the W124 is known for the last well-built Mercedes. But to be honest, in my opinion, I think the last well-built one was the W123. This may shock some people, but I will show you why I say that. Let's talk first about the headlights. Obviously they are glass and they are fixed with clips on the headlight itself, so like that there's no way this is gonna move. Now let's see the difference on the W124. This is W124 and now we don't have this anymore. This is simply glued on, and what happened over time, we have this. You see, it unglues itself. Sometimes you can lose it and obviously dirt comes inside, and it's a bit of a shame for a brand like that. Let's talk about bumpers. You can see metal, chromed, beautiful, robust, no problem on this. Now W124, all plastic, bit of a shame, and this kind of stuff can happen on your car. So this one I will have to repair it. So same thing, a lower quality, bit of a shame. Another detail are the indicator. Although they look very similar, they are very, very different, the way they are fitted. For instance, you can drive this car anywhere you want, even in the desert, you will never lose it. On the W124, yes you can, and I will show you why. Because the fitting is way different. This is the W123. Can you see that round thing in the middle? It's basically what holds the indicator. Basically, if you don't unscrew this, the indicator will never fall. Let's have a look now at the W124. This is the indicator on the W124 and it's simply clipped inside. So basically, sometimes with bumpers, stuff like that, it can come off, and it's more than highly likely that you will lose it. This has happened to a lot of people. I think it's a bit on the cheap side, really. Now for the molding on the car, before it was nice and strong as well, chromed. We can see as well, to open the door, beautiful chrome. This is now all gone. On the W124, we've got it all in plastic with a little bit of chrome, and if you've got the first series W124, you don't even have the chrome. The door handle, all plastic as well. Let's compare as well the rear view mirror on the W123. It's metal, it's chrome, it's beautiful. W124, all plastic. Why buying such a car? Well, look. When you buy your car brand new, you go to a dealership, you pay the full price, and from the time you pass the door, the car has lost money. Then with the years, the car will lose even more money, and the price will drop to a certain point where obviously you can't drop any further. If not, they will give it to you. Okay, but then years will have passed, and then many people will have realized that, wow, these actually were very good cars, and now they want to get their hands on it. But what happened now, because they are classics, the price starts to go up, and people that are selling the car realize that there's a demand for it, and the price starts shooting up. So for instance, a W123, it's nothing rare in Europe to find those cars at 4,000 euro and way more. I've seen some at 12,000 and more. A W124 will be cheaper because it's now a classic, and the price is starting to shoot. So now is the time to buy a W124 if you want one, obviously. There's also other advantages. If, for instance, in your country you pay taxes on your vehicle, very often, being an older car, after 25 years, usually you don't pay any more tax. So on those, there's zero tax, which is good. It's another advantage. Insurance. For the insurance, it's also very good because they're classics. Usually the insurance will be cheaper. And if you want to be part of a club, you will have benefits on the insurance as well, and it will cost next to nothing. So there's several advantages to get a car like that. So what model to choose between the W124 and W123? Well, I'm gonna be honest, the choice is yours. Everybody's taste is different, and some of you might prefer W124, some of you W123. Personally, I like both, so that's why I've got the two of them. Now each one got their own style, quality thing, options, etc. So it's for you to think a little bit about what I've told you, see the price you've got to spend, and go for it. Don't worry about the parts. It's very easy to change. It's very affordable as well, especially if you do it yourself. But be careful on the W124 Phase 3. That one came with quite a lot of electronics, and I know, sadly, quite a lot of people with the Phase 3 that had problem with the electronics. Engine-wise, stuff like that, no, everything perfect, but electronic, yes, gave problem, okay? But if you go Phase 1, Phase 2, perfect, okay? Or this one too. As I said, the parts are very cheap. Very cheap. They're very affordable, especially if you do it yourself. You change yourself. So that's it. Now the choice is yours. So I hope that you will have a good purchase, and I hope that you will enjoy your car for many, many years to go. Take care of yourself. Ciao.